his opening statement. We'll take questions.
All right, first off, obviously, happy holidays. Hope everybody had a good one, and happy New Year, since I won't see you till after. Great challenge today for us. Not only this team individually, but also, a little bit as a program. With guys out, guys down, playing a team that just won 4 straight, I think is very good. They're going to win a lot of games in that league. Dusty's doing a great job because they're so much improved defensively and offensively. They got some guys that can put the ball in the basket. And our guys responded. We don't control the circumstances or events, but you got to respond to them, and you got to own the response. And our guys owned it today. Wasn't pretty at times. Defensively, I thought the first half was tremendous. Second half, maybe not as good, but offensively, Zach got it going, which was big for us. But at the same time, we got 4 out of 5 stops down the stretch. We don't have that opportunity to win it without the defensive stops either. So pleased with the 3 freshmen coming off the bench, the lift that they gave. Good. Just we talk about response all the time and talk about competing all the time, and our guys do it. I'm very, very, very proud of the way our guys competed and the way they looked this challenge, just a little adversity in the face, and could have crumbled and didn't.
Coach, what's the update on David Collins and Antune?
Both of them tweaked their ankle yesterday during practice. We had 2 good days of practice yesterday. In about a 5-minute stretch, both were able to move and do some stuff this afternoon, but just didn't feel like they were ready to go. Just didn't feel like they were ready to go. Next 48 hours is going to be big because it's just 24 hours right now. We're hoping that they continue the progress that they made over the last 24 hours in these next 24 hours, and then we'll see. We're going to play Wednesday irregardless, you know what I mean? And it's just part of the deal. It's part of this process that we're undertaking. So, but they're both of them are quick healers. Both of them are tough kids. They did everything they could to try to get ready to play this afternoon, to be honest with you, and I didn't feel like it was the right move, and then they, you could tell that they knew they weren't quite ready yet either.
At 7-6, what have you learned about your team?
It's a good question. I think whenever you evaluate your team, you're also looking holistically at the program as well. We're just coming off a week without, our full arsenal of players, where we played 2 top 25 teams on neutral sites, 2 teams that are NCAA tournament teams. Florida State and Utah State, maybe second weekend teams in that tournament as well. That's how good those teams are. And we competed and took both of them to the wire. One a last-second loss, one last-minute loss. So when you look at our first game here was less than 2.5 years ago against Florida Atlantic. That was our first game. This program is remarkably different today than it was then. And the credit goes to my staff and our guys. I look at LaQuincy. David Collins played 6 minutes in that game, our first game here. JB played 10. They're the only 2 guys that are still playing for us, We're a good team. It took us a little bit to get our footing. You see it everywhere, Russ, in college sports now. You saw it last night in the bowl game. The Ohio State running back goes down. Man, it changed the game during that time. And it's just one player on a football team, and they got an All-American coming in. But the injuries, it takes some time, and our guys have really embraced the challenge. We're +6 on the glass, I think, overall during the season, without the conference's leading rebounder. And we've played a good schedule. A good schedule. So I like the way we're playing over the last 3 or 4 weeks. We didn't play great today, But the grit and the toughness and the facing the adversity and the way we finished it was every bit as important as how well you played, because it speaks for where we're at and what our guys believe in. Culturally, we're you're still in the infant stages, so you can't rely just on that. You know, those great teams, they get banged up and whatever, and they know how to win. That's what they do all the time. And so we're not there yet. We're not there yet. But I'm really pleased at where we're at. And we got to go out there in the league, in a difficult league, and we got to keep playing better. You know, I said that's our number one goal. It's our expectation is to be better today than you were yesterday, and our guys are living it every day.
What was your message to Zach coming out of that timeout right before he went off?
Oh, I told him he needs to take over. No, I didn't tell him that. We talked to him. We need him more aggressive offensively. You know what I mean? And the first one showed, and he rose up and shot it, and it just kind of went from there. You know, now we did call his number every time after that. And he really made good decisions. He's got a great mid-range game. He can create his own shot, which is something that maybe we don't have in terms of the mid-range. We have a lot of guys that create shots at the rim. He can do it in between, and he just the one thing is he's starting to figure out, one, how good he can be, and two, how hard you have to work to become great. So you look out there, you started 3 sophomores, a senior and a junior, and you came off the bench with 3 freshmen. As dumb as it sounds now, Zach was one of the most veteran players out there. He's played in 12 games for us. But he responded well. I thought he was good defensively for us today too, which is I didn't know if I'd ever be able to say that. So he's definitely getting better for us.
With DC out, you really needed someone to stretch the floor, especially in the first half. And
Yep.
DJ did just that.
Yeah.
How pleased were you with what he did behind the arc?
We want him to shoot when he's open and he's ready to shoot. And he was in both those threes, and then he gets fouled, he goes to the free throw line and makes 4. He gave us a huge lift in the first half, huge lift. And he's better defensively. He's starting to understand what we need to do and the physicality he needs to play with. He's just a pup, he really is. But he's got a great, one of the things you always look for, he's got a great feel for the game. You can't teach that. We can get him stronger, we can get him in better shape, we can help him become even a better shooter and all that stuff, but the feel of the game, that's in his bloodlines, and he executed the stuff very, very well today. And even the 2 threes he missed in the second half, I think those are good looks. We'll take those all game long. All game long.
Everything else?
All right.